Another month, another budget. Here's how we are budgeting for November 2021. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. Here on my channel, we talk about life and money and how you can enjoy life while still accomplishing financial goals. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, then scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. And yes, I share my personal household budget here on YouTube every single month. I also want to let you guys know that the budget template I am using today is one that you can get yourself on my shop, and I will have a link to that in the description box down below for you to check out. It's an instant download, works in Excel and Google Sheets and numbers, and this is the budget template that I've been using for years now, so you can pick that up. I also want to let you guys know that if you're wanting to get started with budgeting and you maybe don't know where to start, or maybe you've budgeted before and it just seems really frustrating to you or overwhelming, then I have a course called the Budget Breakdown course, which talks about everything you need to know about budgeting. We go all in depth of all budgeting topics, and that is a video course that I have available. I will have a link to that in the description box as well. It's at a very affordable price of only $37. You get lifetime access, and included is this budget template. So if you want to get the budget template, but you also want to check out the course, then check out the course because you'll get the budget template there for free. And I've already had over 100 people go through the course and have had wonderful feedback, and I'm so glad to hear that it's been helpful for people who are trying to get started with budgeting. So if that's you, definitely check out the Budget Breakdown course down there, and I hope that you'll enjoy it. But let's get into the budget for this month. To give you a little bit of backstory, if you are new, I live in Portland, Oregon area with my husband Jacob and our 17-month-old son named Peter. We own our home, and here is how we plan to spend our money this month. So the first part of our budget here is the income section. I have Jacob's income and my income individually blocked out. So Jacob works for an employer. He's a W-2 employee. He works remotely, and we absolutely love that part of it. We actually just merged offices this week. As you can tell, like, my background is a little bit different because Jacob's desk is here and my desk is here, whereas this used to be my office only, but we are now sharing because we're doing a whole flooring project downstairs, and so we have to move all of our son's play stuff upstairs into a different bedroom because of the flooring project going on. Anyway, that was a long story, but it feels a little cramped in here right now because both of us are sharing, but that's okay. It's just this temporary situation. But Jacob does work from home. I know that it also does kind of sound silly that we each have our own individual offices, but let me know in the comments below if you and your spouse are working from home. Do you share an office? Do you have your own? Let me know how that's going, because we're definitely feeling that. Okay, and then besides that, we have my business. So the income that I bring home for my family is from my business, which is everything I do here on YouTube and social media. And I have that number blocked out just for privacy between mine and Jacob's take-home pay. But I do show you other income, which we have at $300. We are getting the child tax credit, which we are going to have to give back when tax time rolls around, but that's okay. We're anticipating that we'll have to give that back. Okay, so total income here is $6,733. I feel so out of breath. I just need to calm down. I'm just overly excited about budgeting, I guess. Okay, our total take-home pay is $6,733. So we use a zero-based budget, which means all of our income equals all of our money out between expenses and savings. We don't have any debt, but that would be included as well. And so here's how we plan to spend every dollar in our budget. The first thing that we have here is our tithe. So we are Christians and we believe in giving and tithing to our church and other organizations. So the first thing here is 10% going to our local church. The next thing we have here is African New Life. We sponsor 2 children in Rwanda through African New Life, and we love doing that. And that is at $78 a month. Next we have is missions. We support another missions organization at $40. Then we have our mortgage, which is a standard of $2,220.50, and that includes principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So the percentage of our take-home pay here is 32.98%, which is kind of high. I like this number to be around 25 to 30%. But one thing to note here is that for my husband's take-home pay, he is also contributing to his 401k for a decent amount. So if he wasn't contributing to the 401k, then our mortgage would be well within that range. But we are putting extra to his 401k, so our take home there is a little bit lower. Next thing we have here is our HOA. We are in a neighborhood with the homeowners association, so that is $121.46 each month. Then we have water and sewer. It's at about $93.85, so should be around that. Next we have is natural gas, which I budgeted here at $40. So we have natural gas for heat and also for cooking in our home. And I expect in the winter months that that'll continue to go up a little bit more. Then we have trash, which we pay every other month. So this month is not a trash month. And then we have electric, which I budgeted at $70. So this will be things like all the lights that we have on in our home. And because we have natural gas heating, this actually should be a little bit lower in the winter months because we do have air conditioning, which runs off of electricity. So in the summer months, our electric bill is a bit higher. Next we have is internet at $44.99 each month, which is a standard. And then we have our phones. This is for my cell phone and Jacob's. And that is at $109.59 each month. Next we have is insurance, and this is for car insurance for our two cars. We have a 2013 RAV4 and 2013 Corolla, and that is $109.64. And then we have life insurance. We have a policy on myself and Jacob, and this is just a term life insurance policy, but for both of those, that is only $52.89 each month. Next we have is groceries at $4.50 each month, and this has definitely gone up over the last several months, but we now have a toddler who eats full-on food, and we've also seen increases in groceries due to some inflation. So $4.50 is typically what we spend now on groceries. And I know that some people will say that that is still pretty low, but definitely been a little bit higher for us in recent months. Then we have eating out here at $150 each month, and that is for any sort of takeout or sit-down restaurant that we may go to. Then we have gas, and I have this at $40, and I think that this needs to change for sure. I'm going to put this to, I think I need it at 100, because that'll be like 2 fill-ups, because again, gas is also going up. Next we have is fun. We budget $50 a month for something fun, whatever that may be, and I'm sure that we'll have more fun things coming up for holiday stuff I'm super excited about. Then we have miscellaneous at $100. I love having a miscellaneous category. Okay, you need to have a miscellaneous category because there's always something random that comes up during the month, and it's nice to have a place to put it. I shared about this, I can't even remember where I shared, maybe it was social media, but over time our miscellaneous category has definitely changed, or it's also shown us different categories that we should then start in our budget. So I just put anything that I don't really have a category for into miscellaneous, but if I notice that I start spending something that is frequently and like kind of the same thing, then I'll make it a new category. Like for example, we used to not have a gifts fund, which you'll see in our sinking fund section next, but we used to not have gifts, and instead I would just cover any sort of gifts in miscellaneous, but then it became something that we were doing frequently, so instead we decided to move it to its own category. So miscellaneous is just kind of anything random that comes up during the month because there's always something random. Next we have is Peter. So our son's name is Peter, and we send $50 a month into a brokerage account that is in our names, but the point of it is that we will gift the money in there to Peter at different times in his life. Like we'd love to be able to help him with his first car or a down payment on a house or a wedding. So we love being able to contribute to this brokerage account and watch it hopefully grow over time and be able to gift these things to Peter in the future. The next thing that we have is college. We also contribute $200 a month to Peter's 529 college savings plan, and that gets automatically withdrawn out of our bank account and contributed to Peter's 529. And the reason why I have this in expenses and not in savings is because this money just gets deducted out, and it's money that I'm not tracking myself. And so that's why, even though it's going towards a savings kind of thing, this is money that gets just taken out of my bank account. So the total for all normal expenses is $4,754.22. So now moving into the sinking funds section of our budget, or the savings section of the budget, whatever you want to call it. The first thing that we have here is our emergency fund, which we have fully funded at about 6 months of necessary expenses. So we don't have anything to put to that. And then we have Jacob's personal spending at $250 and my personal spending at $100. The reason why Jacob has more is just simply because he enjoys spending more money than I do. I could have more money in here if I wanted, but I just am not a huge spender, and I'd rather put money towards financial goals. So Jacob just has some other expensive hobbies that he likes to do, so that's what he gets. And I love having this money in the sinking fund section of our budget because it allows us to save this money up month over month if we want and be able to buy something more expensive, which is honestly typically what I do with my money. So next we have is extra giving. We love having this as a line item in our budget as well because it allows us to be able to say yes to giving opportunities if they come up. So we put $50 a month into extra giving. Next we have is gifts. Like I talked about, we put $50 a month to gifts. This covers things like birthday gifts, wedding gifts, baby showers, like all these sorts of life events for people that we're celebrating in the season. And then we have clothing here at $50 this month, and that covers any sort of new clothing item that we need. Next we have is vacation, which actually I need to update this as well. We had $400 allocated to it, but we're actually going to adjust this down to $150 because we just don't have anything really planned. We are actually planning to go to Los Angeles in May, which is a long time away. I've already bought the flights for that, and the hotel stay is going to be for free because we're staying with family. And so really we're just needing to cover like our tickets to go to Disney, which I'm super excited for, and eating out. So we'll have the money in our vacation fund, but we're just not doing a whole lot of traveling right now in this season because we have a toddler and we just don't really have anything planned. So we're actually going to lower the amount of money we're putting towards a vacation right now to just $150 each month, and we should have all the money set aside for when we decide to go to LA in May, which we're excited about. So next we have is Christmas at $100. We are saving money every month for Christmas. We have been since January, and I've already been spending money out of this fund because of some the shipping delays and supply chain issues that have been going on. So we've already bought some things for Christmas, and I've just used the money out of my sinking fund because it's been there. So we put $100 each month into the Christmas fund. Next we have is medical, putting $25 a month into a medical fund to cover medical type expenses. And then we have cord blood registry. We did cord blood banking through cord blood registry with my son Peter when he was born and loved the whole experience. They do have an annual fee for the banking, so I am saving $31 each month, and that way we'll have the money set aside when the annual fee comes due. Next we have is car maintenance, which we put $75 a month into car maintenance to obviously cover any sort of necessary car repair. And then house maintenance we're putting $400 a month into. We took a whole lot of money out of that in October, and you'll see in our upcoming October budget report video because we bought new flooring for our home. We've lived in this house now for 2 years, and I think it was built in like 2014, so it was fairly new when we bought it, but even when we moved in, the floors were kind of trashed. They are engineered hardwood, but the most like basic, cheapest option, and they were so scratched up and like chipping off, and as we've lived here, any sort of like water drop that gets on there just like ruined the floor, and so we are just done with it and it needs to be replaced. And then we have carpet in our living room, but we've decided to just take all of that up as well because that carpet was also not in great shape, and we're just going to do a luxury vinyl plank throughout the whole downstairs. So we've bought the materials for it. Jacob, my husband, is going to be installing all of it and also demoing it. He's going to start that this weekend. I'm recording this video a little bit early, so maybe you'll see some of that on social media if you've already seen it. But it should be a fun adventure. So we've taken the money out of our house maintenance fund to be able to purchase the flooring for this project. Next we have is household. We put $100 each month into household. This covers things like toilet paper, paper towels, detergent, soap, all those sorts of householdy things. Next we have is baby. So my son Peter is now a toddler, but we save $100 each month into a baby fund to cover his sorts of expenses, including things like diapers, wipes, toys, clothing, baby supplies, like any other baby related thing. It goes into that fund. Next we have is our brokerage account. So we're kind of putting every extra dollar here into a brokerage account that we are using to save for any upcoming financial goal, which we've actually been kind of figuring this out in the last month, and I think that we may be using this for an upcoming new to us car purchase. So I'll keep you guys informed when that happens or what we plan to do, but we are saving money into that account. And the reason why I have this down in the sinking fund section is because I don't know how much that number is going to be till the end of the month, and then at the end of the month I'll transfer over that amount of money into our brokerage account. Whereas I know it may sound a little confusing because I have like the Peters brokerage in college up at the top, but those are like automatically we send that much each month normally, whereas like down here at the bottom for this brokerage account, I don't know what that amount's going to be month over month, so that's why that's a little bit different. But we have $307.78 allocated to go towards our brokerage account, and hopefully we'll be able to buy a newer to us car here pretty soon. So we shall see. So the total amount going towards our sinking funds is $1,788.78. And our total out here, which is taking the expenses and savings, is $6,543. But this cell here is showing that we have money still to allocate. So this shows the difference between our income and all of our money out, which this needs to be 0. Because I made those other budget adjustments, we have money left over. So I'm putting every extra dollar here to the brokerage account. So that'll now be $497.78, which is awesome. Close to $500 to put towards our brokerage this month. Other financial goals that we're working on right now, if you are new here, we contribute at least 15% into our retirement accounts from our Roth IRAs to 401k. So our Roth IRAs are already fully funded, and of course our 401k is already being deducted out of Jacob's paycheck. So this extra money is just going towards that new car-ish fund that we have going on. So that is a look at our budget for the month of November. We only have 2 more months left of 2021. You guys, let's finish out strong. Let's make budgets for these 2 remaining months and work on those financial goals that you've set for 2021. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know about how your goals are going for 2021 and if you're on track to reach those by the end of the year. I will do a whole goals update when we get around to the end of the year. So I'm excited to share all of that as well. But don't forget, if you want to check out this budget template, you can check it out with a link in the description box below. And also check out my course, the Budget Breakdown course, which will go into depth of the whole budgeting process and how to use your budget to be able to reach your financial goals. And included is this budget template. So check that out as well with the link in the description box. And I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.
About to leave